Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it. It is the last Friday before Christmas. And I want to say Merry Christmas to those who celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays to those who celebrate something else. And Happy New Year to those who are going to bring in the new year, which is everybody in the United States for the most part. This is probably going to be the last video of 2019 as I am going on vacation after today, and I won't return until the week after New Year. So I won't have an opportunity to really make a video because I won't be going to work. And as you know, the only time I make videos is really when I'm on my way to work or I have a long distance to travel. But I don't plan on doing anything this holiday season, this Christmas. Plan on staying home, but you never know. Things change. Anything can happen. So I just want to say, since we do have a new year coming up, and I know some of the people who listen are not in the United States. I don't know what your custom is for New Year's, or where it falls, or whatever, but if you do have a new year coming up soon, I would encourage all of you to take this opportunity to take this opportunity and use it as the reset that so many attempt to use it for. We can make change anytime we want. We don't have to wait till the first of the year in order to do so, but this is a time that people are accustomed to doing things like that. So take advantage of it. Allow yourself to reflect back on the 2019 and the things that you've learned, and try to apply them if you haven't been able to do so thus far. You can only improve your life experience when you transform yourself. We can make lots of changes, but these changes won't matter in the long run if we don't transform ourselves. We have to transform ourselves to being something different. We have to be involved in the process, and that's probably one of the most important things that you can do, is be involved in the process. We're always transforming into something else. We accept things that are degrading. We accept things that are less than perfect. And so we transform ourselves just as we were transformed the moment we incarnated. We were perfect, but when we incarnated, we were transformed into something else. We were transformed into a world, and that's the gift that the Creator has given us, is the ability to transform ourselves so that we can create a reality that we are comfortable with, that we want to see, that we want to experience. And so everything you see on the planet is our creation. Generations and generations of souls carrying the torch of or the torch that's not lit because there isn't much light available right now. There's a lot of destruction, there's a lot of harm, there's a lot of pain going on, and we see some of these things as being good. And this is the illusion that man has created. And so we have to see it for what it is, and if we don't, then we'll just continue to live in the illusion that we have created and are comfortable with. I've spoken about so many things in 2019. I've spoken about how we operate, how the universe operates. So if you've been listening, you have a lot of tools to help you decide, or you have a lot of tools to help you decide if you want to transform yourself. You don't have to accept anything, but understand, if you accept nothing different, then your life will remain the same. And if you accept things that are degrading, you will continue to degrade your life experience. You will continue to have the relationships that you have, if they're not good, of a personal nature, or family, friends. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're experiencing now is based on whatever beliefs that you have, whatever convictions that you have in this moment. And in order to change that, you have to release some of those and find some new ones. You have to release the false ones. You have to identify what the false ones are, and accept the opposite of that. So that's the message I want to give, for my last video, is, use this opportunity to be different. You have the ability, you have the capability, the potential is there, the options are there. The Creator, like I said in yesterday's video, the Creator always gives you a way out of your creation. out of the avenue that you have created, the road that you have created, and you can take the narrow path. You can take the path of truth and then take the path of love. It's not that hard. I've heard people say, it's difficult. I had asked a coworker yesterday, do you think you can love the way God loves? And the immediate response was no. It was just no. And that's where we are right now. Most people don't believe that they can love the way God loves in the manner that God loves. But you can. The soul has been created to do that. Man, the physical aspect that man sees as himself, can't do that. The soul can. The soul can love as God loves. Just as like in yesterday's video, I said, God allows each soul to sit in its creation, in its own creation. If suffering is something that the soul has created, then the Creator will let that soul sit and experience the suffering that soul has created. Because that's what a loving parent does, is let the child do whatever it wants to do. But that's not to say that guidance isn't present. Yes, the guidance is there. The opportunities, the truth is presented, love is presented. So it's not like the Creator is just leaving us to suffer. We're doing it using our free will choice. But that free will choice is also being expressed when we ignore the truth and the love that's being presented to us so that we can change. The Creator has always given us an opportunity, whether it's myself, whether it's someone else that's showing you that you are great, that you are magnificent, that you do have the power to change, whether it's understanding your thoughts, understanding the soul, understanding the universe, even if you don't understand the metaphysical aspect of our existence, you can look at it from man's existence and from man's perspective and know that, hey, certain things are wrong, certain things are hurtful, and you shouldn't do that. But at some point, I think it's a lot easier when you understand the bigger picture. If you understand the macro, then you understand the micro really easily. Very easily you can understand the micro because you understand what the whole is. You understand this is how I've come to understand how things are happening on a micro level, is because I understand the bigger picture. Like, I understand that God has a plan. I understand God's plan. I do understand God's plan. And if you understand what the bigger picture is, then you know how to move around on a micro level. And you know how to make those decisions, these small incremental decisions that lead up to something great. Just like we make small incremental decisions that tear us down. It's the same thing, it's just in an opposite direction. It's really amazing, and it's so comforting to know that we have support. And sometimes it's hard for people to see that because their idea of support is coming from, or their idea of support comes from an individual. But it is coming from a soul. It's just the greatest soul that we've ever known. And some people don't know this. Some people don't know about the Creator. Some people don't know about God. And there was a long time in my life where I did not know about this. I didn't know about, I've heard of God. At some point I believed that there was one, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about my creation. I didn't know about the processes that happen when we incarnate. I didn't know these things, but now that I know these things, there's so much. I should say, now that I understand these things, there's a sense of peace and a sense of ease, and just having that knowledge alone brings a sense of peace and a sense of ease. Just having that knowledge alone, because when you allow it to sink into your soul and solidify and be it, just be it, that you're holding truth. And I've said this, I think, back in 2018, when I first started these videos. Maybe I started earlier than that, I'm not sure. But back when, in the day, I realized that there is a Creator and that the Creator does love us. And when I realized that, and it wasn't just because someone told me, it's not because someone just said it, it's because I experienced it. Like, I will never forget where I was when I felt God's love. I will never forget where I was. And I'll never forget the feeling. And I'll never forget what happened when I did, because I just started crying out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa, where is this coming from? But it's when I acknowledge that the Creator is present, and not only present, but the Creator loves me. So I understand this. This was my experience. So of course, I don't expect anyone to just, go off of my words. That wouldn't help you or anybody else if you just went off of someone's words, because that's what we've been doing for so long to begin with, is just go off of someone's words, whether it's a pastor or a preacher or a reverend or a minister of some sort. That's what they expect you to do, is just take my word for it. But you don't have to take anybody's word for it. You can look at life experience and understand that basically the things that some preachers, pastors, and bishops and whatever are all out there, based on some of the things, when they tell you certain things, you can validate it with your life experience. Like, you can see the presence of the Creator. You can see where you have been running your entire life the entire time. You can see in the beginning that your parents basically molded you to who a lot of you are today. And if you've listened to some of my videos, then you understand that you have the power now to determine what's within your soul. You have the power to determine whether or not you hold on to the pain that people have given you, whether it's your parents, friends, or people you work with. It doesn't matter who it is. You always have the power. We never not have the power, but we play the role as if we don't, and we live that as truth. And that's free will, and that's the power that the Creator has given us to create something and believe it as being real, because that is what a Creator does. It creates something for the simple fact of the experience. That's it. We create to have an experience. And we are young souls, people. We are so young. So young. And there's a lot that we don't know. And you have to open yourself up to understanding that you are young. Because a lot of us look at ourselves as being adults and we're supposed to know more. And we're so hard on ourselves when we don't. We're so hard on ourselves when we continue to make mistakes. And we're like, I'm old, I should know better. And of course you do know better. But at the same time, you're still young. I'm sure you've seen a child, a teenager, or just, someone who's 10 or 11 or 12 years old, and they're so frustrated with themselves because they can't get it right. And that's how adults are, because they're still children. In the eyes of the Creator, we're still children. We will always be children compared to the Creator. So there's always going to be understanding and compassion of our inabilities and our lacks. Until we understand that we don't have any inabilities or lacks. We truly don't. But that's the illusion we buy into, and so that's the reality we create for ourselves. Only because we believe it. And it's not enough to say it in your mind that I'm good enough. You have to own that. That has to be solidified within your soul. It has to be solidified within your being. Because we operate automatically in a certain direction right now. And so what we need to do is change the thing that's within our being, so that when we operate automatically, it's in a completely opposite direction of where we're headed now. That's all we need to do, is change the contents within our soul. But we have to give up the things that we believe are beneficial and hold on to the things that truly are beneficial, the things that are true. We have to let go of all the things that cause us pain. Sometimes it's letting go of your friends, your family. Sometimes it's just letting go, period, of things that we've held on to, the things that people have done to us that caused us pain. Sorry about that. We just have to let go. Let go. And this is probably, it is the most, in this state that we're in right now, it is the most difficult thing to do. Because that means, I guess we have to understand that everything we see around us, we believe to be the way things are supposed to be. That's just the way that it is. And we accept it. But we have to not accept that. what I'm saying is we have to give up all that we have created. And the thing is, if it's truth, it will always be there. But if it's not, it will vanish. It will fade. It will fade away, and then the only thing left to hold on to is the truth, is the love. But you have to give up the illusion. If someone doesn't like you, you have to give up the illusion of them liking you. At some point, they will like you. If that's a desire and it's in love, it will happen. It's just going to happen in the time that person allows it to happen. We don't die. So, I mean, like, I know, like, I had my best friend isn't present anymore in my life, and I'm okay with that because I know at some point he will see the truth of what is at some point in his life. I don't know. It could be 1,000 years from now. It could be 15,000 years from now, and that's fine. That it's going to take him as long as it takes him in order to see the truth of what is, and that's it. And the thing is, because I'm not focused on him being my friend, I'm going to be focusing on other things. And time's going to fly by for that. Because I'm going to forge new friendships and new relationships. And that's just the thing. When you let go of holding on to someone who causes you pain, who holds you back, who doesn't believe in you, when you let go of that, you're able to allow someone who does care for you, who does believe in you, who does support you. And your life will move forward, onward, and upward. That's what's going to happen. But you have to let go of the anchor. You can't go anywhere if you're holding on to the anchor. You have to let go of the anchor so that you can sail, so that you can float on to somewhere. Float on, baby, float on. So you can float on to somewhere else and have a different experience. The traffic is so light right now. Like, I guess people are leaving for the holidays because this traffic is light. Oh, I was wondering why it was so noisy in here. That window was open back there. So, yeah. I might be able to get on the 110 the way this is flowing. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah. Use this opportunity to make yourself anew, if you will. It doesn't have to be the same. You can be in the same environment, but you can change while you're in that environment. And as you change, if you're in a not so good environment, focus on yourself and change your inner being. And then allow the universe to respond to that and place you somewhere else. This way you don't have to use your willpower. You don't have to use your willpower. I didn't have to use my willpower to make changes in my life. People who were unkind to me, people who created an environment that was, not conducive to well-being, to love and happiness. Okay, maybe slowing down. Maybe I shouldn't get on the freeway. But you know what? I'm gonna be a rebel today. I have faith. I have faith. Faith. Baby. So, but anyway, yeah, I didn't have to make changes. People, they run, they try to find a new job, they try to get people fired. These are all willpower actions. As I talked about the 3 types of manifestors, these are people who move things around to try to make things happen. But I didn't move anything around. I didn't resist anything. I didn't fight anything. I just let it be. And I changed. I stopped having negativity. I stopped having resentment. And
there's a 5-minute slowdown on California 110 in 1 mile.
And things around me started to move. I didn't have to do anything. I have a feeling within me. I don't know why that thing keeps doing that. I have a feeling within me that I enjoy where I work, and I enjoy going to the office. I don't hate going to the office. I like what I do. I don't have any resistance to that, so that's my desire. And desires are always held in place when it's of truth and when it's in love. Those things that's why I say love is the only thing that's lasting. Truth is the only thing that's lasting. And when you honor your desire, like, even though life used to be miserable at work, I still liked what I do. I still liked what I do, is what I meant to say. And so the universe moved everything away from me so that I can continue enjoying that which I enjoy. I just let the universe do it. I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't like, oh, the universe is going to take care of it, like as an expectation. No. But I do know that the universe takes care of it. I don't have any energy attached to it. There's not like this thing where I'm like, oh, well, if I do this, then the universe is going to do that. Dishes out. I don't take joy in that. I don't even think about it. I know it's happening and I know it's coming for people, but I understand that that's just the process. And I have more compassion for them because I know it could be different. Like if people would, change their lives, like I know how much of a different experience they would have, and when I look at people who are suffering, I'm like, wow, you could be happy. Like you could not even just be happy, you could be content. You don't have to carry around this misery, because I've walked in misery before and I know how that feels, and it's not something that I wish upon someone. Now, of course, I wished it upon others before, which is why I was experiencing it. But now that I don't wish misery upon anyone, I don't try to ignore people and say, like, I'm not going to acknowledge you, I'm going to ignore you. No, not at all. Just like I said in yesterday's video, that guy who was blowing his little thing, his little wind thing, what is that, little blower, leaf blower. Like, I saw him for who he is, and where he is, his condition, and like I said, I know that he's a magnificent soul. He just doesn't see that yet. And I can tell he doesn't see it because his experience isn't showing him that he is. You can only, you know how you see yourself based on your experiences. You know where you are at all times, because the reflection is your experience. Your soul is being reflected back to you. When you reach for addictions, that means you have a lot of fear. When you reach for things to make you feel good versus doing something you desire, and the feel-good feeling is just is a byproduct of doing something that you love, that is based in love and truth. There's a difference, but you are always being shown where you are. There's, like I said, there's never a time when you're not aware, or there's never a time that the Creator doesn't show you where you are. That's what I meant earlier when I said that the Creator always shows you. Like, there's always an opportunity, that's the word. There's always an opportunity for you to improve yourself. But I guarantee you, before any improvement can take place, you have to be able to see yourself. You have to be able to see that you don't love yourself. You have to be able to see the actions that you take. You have to be able to see your environment. If you're being beat up, torn down, you have to see that you are there to be beat up and torn down. You have to see that if you're not succeeding somewhere, it's because you're tearing yourself down and not allowing the true nature of your being to soar. You are automatically smart. You are automatically knowing. You are automatically aware. These are all things that are automatic. They were imbued within the soul from your very beginning of your creation. That's what was imbued within your soul. And that potential is always there. Hold on, I just passed the gas area. There's always like methane gas in that area. That is it's something that's a part of who you are. It's a part of who you are. What is this? What is this? There we go. And it can't ever be taken away. That which God creates can never be taken away. God created everything, including the energy, and as we have already discovered, we have already learned, we are already aware of, that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. That's it. We know this to be the truth. We know this. Scientifically, we know this. So the energy that you were created in can only be transformed, but it can never be lost. The light that dwells within us can never be lost. The potential to get back to where we were can never be lost. Ever. Ever. But that's something that, just like we know that energy can only be transformed and not destroyed, we have to understand and apply that to everything. We tend to apply this knowledge to everything outside of ourselves, but never apply it to ourselves. And one of the biggest reasons why that is because we don't know who we are. I should say, most people, more skunk in the city. Most people don't know who they are. They don't know that they are a soul. That's how we are the children of the Creator, because the Creator is a soul. The Creator doesn't have a physical body. If the Creator wanted a physical body, the Creator could have a physical body. But the Creator is a soul. Not even a spirit. It's a soul. And some people are like, well, spirit, soul, what's the difference? This is my point. You have to learn these things. You have to know the difference. Because when you start lumping things together and not having the true understanding, you build your life on a foundation of falsehood, of a misunderstanding, a lack of understanding. And understand that every misunderstanding is a lack of understanding, a lack of understanding of truth. Sorry, Infinity, but we both have 3.5, okay? You know? This is amazing stuff, people. It's amazing stuff, because as you hold on to this knowledge, as you hold on to this truth, as you allow it to solidify within your being, you allow yourself to be transformed. You allow yourself to be made anew. You allow yourself to be different. The painful person that you are, you can remove all of that, transform that energy into something loving. It's amazing to be loving, I'm telling you. I like to have compassion and to have understanding is a beautiful experience. It's so peaceful. It's comforting. It's assuring. It's so many things that are good. It is so many things that are good. And I wish people could feel it, you know. And some of you probably already do. Some of you probably already do. And that's great. I'm not saying I'm the first one, but I'm recognizing that I do feel it. And for those who have never felt it, who have never felt the freedom, who have never felt the confidence, who have never felt the importance of your existence, the magnificence of who you are, what you are, and the gift of being on this planet. I mean, there's so many things. I was just driving home this morning. I went to see Star Wars this morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was driving home and I looked up and the moon caught my eye because I had my moonroof thing. I had that shade pulled back anyway. And I saw the moon and I thought, I never think about the moon. I never think about the moon. Maybe I thought about the moon because I was watching Star Wars and it was in space. Well, when I looked at it, I was like, wow, like it's so beautiful, you know. And it's like, when I leave here, I won't be able to see the moon from the perspective that I see it now. I won't be able to see it in the same light, because it's the physical thing. I'll be able to see the energy of it, and I'm not saying that when we're in the spirit world that it won't be beautiful, but it won't be seen from the same perspective. Life won't be seen from this perspective. Whatever perspective you see it from, it won't be that way in the spirit world. A lot of spirits try to hold on to that perspective. They try to get back and they try to incarnate and force themselves into, physical bodies, commandeering other souls' bodies as they incarnate for the first time. People call this reincarnation, and for some, that's the experience that they're having, but they don't understand what they're doing, and I get it. You can't be angry at them because they don't know. And even if they do know, they don't know. Like, it's like they know what they may know what they're doing, but they don't understand what they're doing. That's the biggest thing, is being able to understand. took over his corner. This is not happening. Nothing. It's a different guy. So, he done stepped in on his territory. Who knows? So, when as I was looking at Star Wars, there were these scenes where these people were on these Death Star ships or whatever, battleships of the dark side or whatnot. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I just wanted to see it. I like special effects and stuff like that. But so I went to see it, and they were actually on the ship, and they were breathing. I laughed. I was like, like we're looking at it and we're absorbing all of it, and I was like, these people are breathing in space. And I was like, okay, and then I thought, when we pass, we can actually be in space and breathe, because the physical body needs oxygen, but the spirit body doesn't need oxygen. So yeah, you can be in space and breathe, if you will, because you don't. The conditions are different, and the parameters in which the spirit body, I should say, the limitations are lifted off of the soul, because the limitation we're kind of separated from the limitation when we pass, because the cord, which we have our conscious experience through, is broken, and is broken from the physical body. That's when someone passes and there's no life force left, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I just thought it was funny because I could have said, oh, this is stupid, we can't, but like, I understand, like in the spirit world, spirits go to the moon. There's I was listening to one video where a celestial being went to the moon, and the whole thing was the spirit was showing its brightness, its capability of how bright it could be, because it had so much love within it, he was demonstrating his power, and so it was bright, it was powerful, and the celestial being went to the moon and turned up his brightness, the love that showed his power, and it was still too bright. It was brighter than the sun. And so it was just the things that I know about the spirit world is like, I could condemn what I'm seeing in the movie, but in actuality, there's a lot of truth. There's truth in everything, but you just have to know, you have to see it from the right perspective in order to see it, in order to decode it. Truth is always in front of our face. That's the interesting thing about it. About truth is, it's in our face all the time. It's always in our face. The truth is always in front of us. It's never not in front of us. I was wondering what the heck was going on. It was a car accident. It's always in front of us. Again, it goes back to what I said. The Creator always gives us an opportunity to see the truth. So much so, it's in front of us every single day. When you see someone treat another badly, and you see the pain in the recipient of that bad action, or that painful action, that unloving action, you see it right then and there, what it does to another person. And that gives us the ability to transform ourselves. I mean, an opportunity to transform ourselves to be something different. I see mean people all the time, and I see the effects of it, and then I look back at my life and I understand, it's like, that's what I look like. Because some people don't know what they look like when they're abused and when they're hurt. How did you get? Oh, Jesus. All the airbags. Ooh, and it was a Nissan Murano, just like mine. Okay. Keep your eyes peeled, Bradley. And keep your soul clean and bright. But yeah, it's in front of us. And, that's what's so amazing, you know, as I get to look at people's experience now, look at what's going on, connect it to some of the things that I've experienced, you know, and that's even that, you know, even looking at someone who's been hurt and see the hurt in someone, and it triggers the hurt that I've had, and that in itself is the gift. Again, the Creator giving an opportunity for me to clear something out of me so that I can become a better person, so I can be transformed into something different. Like every day, all day, there's just signs, there's messages, and it's just up to us, because it's our free will choice to accept these gifts, to accept these opportunities that are being given to us on a daily basis. On a daily basis. That's a beautiful thing, because that means, and it says, and it shows, it demonstrates that the Creator is present, something is present, even if you don't want to call it the Creator or call it God, something is present. Something is present, and it's looking out for us. Whether you want to call it our Father, or you want to call ourselves the children, whatever you want to call it, but understand that there is support on every level, at every moment in our existence. It's never not there. If you can feel this, it would be an amazing experience, a transformational experience, and you can only move onward and upward from that perspective. You can only do that because when you know the truth and understand the truth, accept the truth. It's not enough to know it. A lot of people know that there's a God, but they don't understand the Creator. This is why Christians and other religions and belief systems, where they say, oh yeah, I believe there's source energy, I believe there's God, I believe there's this, they call it the universe, but they don't know the amount of love that is coming from these entities that people give different labels, or this entity that people give different labels. It's amazing. It's really amazing. But it will fill you up in a way where you feel amazing, and you're supposed to feel amazing because you're an amazing being. That's what I hope some people can recognize within themselves, and hopefully use this new year as an opportunity to change, to understand, to transform themselves, and have a completely different experience. Maybe there's some goals that you want to do to improve yourself. All right, jump on it. You're capable. You have the ability to do it. You have the ability to do it. All right, everybody, that's it for me. So have a wonderful rest of your 2019. Happy 2020. And if there is something specific that you do want me to talk about while I'm on vacation, I can do that. I'll just probably do it from my home instead of in my car. But I do better making videos in my car because I'm out. I'm not confined within walls, and so the energy that I have tends to flow out freely. Versus when I've tried to make a video in my house before, and it's a little different. But I can guarantee you, the videos in my house will be super short. They will be super short because I think I made 2 or 3 videos. I never posted them. I didn't publish them, but I ended up deleting them. But they were real short, so I know that they're going to be short if you do request something. All right, everybody, that's it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys in the 2020. All right, bye now.